In my presentation, I will be comparing and contrasting of the United States, the United Kingdom, and Japan by Sequita Hughes. There are similarities and differences in many countries, such as the United States and the United Kingdom and Japan on gun laws, transportation, and tipping. According to Paul Owens, he wrote an article October the 8th, 2015 on a very rough guide to America from an Englishman in New York. In my presentation, I will compare and contrast these three countries, whether I agree or disagree with his claims about the United States of America and what's it's really like in these three countries. USA, UK, and Japan have differences. According to Paul Owens' article about the US, I quote, lots of people you don't expect to own guns or support the right to bear arms do. In the UK, they have strict gun rules due to a significant incident in an article written by Jonathan Masters, published June 13, 2016, and was updated November 17, 2017. A lone gunman armed with two semi-automatic rifles and a handgun went on a 6-hour shooting spree roughly 17 miles west of London, killing more than a dozen of people and then himself. In the wake of the incident, known as the Hungerford Massacre, Britain introduced the Firearms Amendment Act, which expanded the list of banned weapons, including certain semi-automatic rifles, and increased registration requirements for other weapons. And according to Japan, under Japan's firearm and sword law, the only guns permitted are shotguns, air guns, guns with specific research or industrial purposes, or those used for competitions. Gun ownership in the United States is rooted in the Second Amendment of the Constitution, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. I agree with Paul Owens that people in the United States don't expect to have guns or support the right to bear arms versus the United Kingdom and Japan. The United States has the highest homicides from firearms. I think they should tighten gun laws. People who want to carry arms go through a series of screenings like these other countries. It would bring down deaths due to guns. Although there are differences between these countries, there are similarities such as the transportation systems, such as trains. According to Paul Owens' article, a lot of trains and subway carriages look like whoever built them said, okay, well, it works. What more do you want? And left it at that. According to Arthur Ross' September 2018 article, both have an underground rail system, and New York has its yellow taxi cab, while London has the black cab. Now Japan has a train system, but theirs are more advanced than the US and the UK. But I can't entirely agree with Paul Owens that our rail system is messy, because trains are clean every time I rode on them, and the stations are clean. They have artwork and pictures of history. Another difference between the US, the UK, and Japan is tipping at restaurants. According to Paul Owens' article, he said, I quote, if you don't tip in a restaurant, the waiter or waitress will make a smart remark, and your evening will be ruined. I've seen it happen. People tip because the waiting staff is paid low hourly rates. I can't entirely agree with Paul Owens. Tipping waiters and waitress in the United States tip for good customer service, not because waiting staff gets paid low hourly rates. I never had a waiter or waitress make a rude comment to me or anyone else about the tip or getting a bonus. According to an article Japan Truly has written on February the 14th, 2021 in Japan, tipping is not customary. Some locals consider it an insult. Japanese people get paid fair wages, so they don't need the extra cash. At restaurants in the UK, A tip around 10% is required if you order at your table. It may include an extra service charge, so check your bill. If there is a service charge, don't tip extra. Suppose there is a service charge you may like to ensure that it goes to the waiter or waitress. If it doesn't, you can always ask for the service charge to be removed and tip the waiter and waitress directly. In conclusion, there are differences and similarities between different countries, such as gun laws, transportation system, trains, and tipping. But in my research, I agree on one point, and the others I didn't. I base my opinion from being born and raised in the United States on Paul Owen's experience from the UK to the US, but having similarities and differences is what make all countries unique. These are all my citations where I got a lot of my information from. You could check them out. Thank you.